don't have anything to say in the beginning, so cut to the title card. And hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another rant on this channel, and strike is over! Sort of, well, mostly. So as you know, most of you are probably aware, because, I mean, it's big news everywhere. The writers and the AMPTP and CEOs have finally had a civil conversation, several final deals, and they finally made an agreement and created a new NBA for the next 3 years. And I think they're still voting on it, but by the sound of it, yeah, the strike is over for the writers. They were able to negotiate a good fair deal for both for them and the CEOs, but mostly for them. And now they're leaving the picket line. They're going back to work, and it's fantastic. It's all great all around. That's what happened since the last time I made this video. It's over. Except again, it's not, and I'll get to that in a little bit. First thing I want to talk about is my last video. Actually one minor thing. Yeah, I didn't know what the residuals really do or what they really mean. I think I made it known in my first video, I don't know, but apparently everybody, yeah, I didn't think the writers were getting any residuals, but no, they are. It's just really, really little. But that's the only thing I didn't understand, and that's been cleared up with me. Yeah, that's the first thing, from that last video. The last thing from that last video is I did get one comment talking about the situation, and the reason why there was only the one comment is because I didn't post my video up on social media like I should have, because I'm really bad at that. Oh well. But I do want to talk about the one comment that I got. I'm not gonna share their name or anything, but screenshot will be right here. Ignore any noise you might hear. That is my dog playing with his toys in the other room, because I'd rather have him out there than in here. It's too much noise, even though I just made some noise. But yeah, the first line is, if you forget the rhetoric and look at the facts, it becomes clear. Okay, yeah, you can say that pretty much about any incident, event, or anything. And I would rather look at the facts of everything and not just a narrative that someone came up with. The studios did not want to talk to the union prior to the strike. Why not? Simple answer. They knew the strike was going to happen and it was okay with them. Okay, first a little bit, the reason why the studios didn't want to talk to the union prior to the strike is because the studios don't talk directly to the writers normally. That's the AMPTP's job. They're the in-between the studios and the other unions, which is what I said in my last video. Yeah, so that's actually the real reason why the studios didn't talk directly to the writers until it became inevitable that a strike was going to happen, and then... Actually, no, they did only talk to them until after the strike was happening. So it's not like they knew a strike was happening, so they didn't bother talking to them. It's just, oh, the AMPTP knows what we want, so they'll deal with it. And if a strike does happen, then we'll go from there. Well, their better hope is, like, they'll just take whatever deal, they'll do what we want because we're the ones with the money. And that last part is, and they're okay with it. Universal was not okay with it. Again, they retaliated against their picket line with the construction and the pruning of all their trees. So, at least, or maybe just one studio wasn't okay with it. The other studios just like, they didn't care. Okay, well, I'll take that. The studios waited before making a decent offer of about 85% of what was asked for, while ignoring key sticking points, which is actually what happened. Why was that? They wanted the offer to be rejected that the strike would continue. Then they leaked the offer to show how fair it was. What? Okay. They wanted the offer to be rejected so the strike would continue. Okay. I mean, that is what happened. Then they leaked the offer to show how fair it was. No, they leaked it to try to get the union members to fight their union leaders to just take whatever deal that they were given. It's not a matter of, oh, this is our fair deal and we want everybody to know about it. It's, hey, this is what we're offering. Make your leaders take the offer because this is what we have and we don't want to blah, 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 blah. yeah, that's what happened. It's not so much they want the strike to continue, because they're losing money because of the strike. No, them leaking the deal is a media manipulation thing to try to get the union members to fight their union leaders, so there's internal fighting, which apparently the last strike that this happened with, which was 2007, that's what happened. There was internal fighting with the members, so they didn't get quite a good deal as they could have gotten. So the deal wasn't fair, and they knew that, and they didn't care. If it's true that it would only cost 1% of profits to meet union demands, why would they not agree to pay such a small amount? Because corporate companies hate giving out their profits. It doesn't matter if it's 1% or 0.5% or 0.0001%. They want to keep as much as their profit as they can. Hence the mentality they have of, to save pennies, they need to spend millions. They want to keep as much as they can, so they spend as much as they can to keep as much as they can. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's not so much, even though it's so small, why can't they just pay it themselves? It's just because they don't want to. It's not about the contract or the money. The unions are not the only unions. No, the writers and the actor unions are not the only unions the studios have to deal with. Well, yeah, no duh. There's a bunch of different unions in the entertainment industry, and some of them are all covered by either the writers or the actors. Mostly the actors. But then, just recently we got the VFX artists who are finally unionizing. I'm still wishing their success. And there's also, the directors union I can think of off the top of my head. There may be a PA union. I doubt it. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know very many unions outside of the directors, the actors, the writers, and now the VFX artists. So yeah, they're not the only ones they're dealing with, but that doesn't mean they can screw over one of them. It's like, is this like a sympathy point thing? I don't know. It's not a contractor money thing, actually. Yes, it is a contractor money thing, because they want to keep all the money. Okay, the studios were prepared for this. Okay. Not only did they have more than enough legacy content stored, yeah, we're aware of that, but stopping productions and wages was a huge bonus in savings! No, it is not! Okay, yes, it is savings in the sense of, there's no productions happening, so we're not spending money on any active productions, but that also means they're not making any money on any finished stuff outside of their archived stuff. Like, yes, they're making money, they're still making money through the streamings, but if there's no new stuff in their streamings or their archives or DVD sales or whatever, then they're not making any, they're not making any money, and they're not able to hold on to people who have finished everything, and they're like, okay, yeah, there's nothing interesting, there's nothing new going on, so I'm just going to cancel my subscriptions or whatever. So they're not making money. So that's the bigger problem here, is like, yeah, they're saving by not having to pay anybody for any active productions, but they're also not making any money because these active productions are not creating final. So it's yes, but no. The unions had no idea what they're up against. Yeah, they do. The studios were very well prepared and knew exactly what they were doing. The failed media manipulation says otherwise. This will not end well for the unions. And that last comment aged like fine milk. I mean, I get what they're trying to say. They do not really good points, but so yeah, these points need to be made. But no, you're giving the corporate companies way too much credit. It's whether or not they were prepared for the strike, I don't know. They could be prepared for a strike, but that doesn't. But because of what we've seen through the media manipulation, the retaliations, Bob Iger screaming at everybody, it doesn't feel like this is what they wanted. It doesn't feel like this is what the studios wanted. And they're not saving money, they're actually losing money. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, one commenter, I'm gonna have to disagree with what you said there. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that comment. But yeah, moving on. So yeah, the writers have been striking for officially 148 days. And, the CEOs, it's pretty clear to the CEOs, again, yeah, all the media manipulation, the intimidations, the retaliations, yeah, none of that worked. The union members stayed strong, they believed in their leaders, and they were able to get this fair deal. And if we go over to Adam Conover's tweet, because he's one of the lead spokesperson, lead spokesperson, one of the many spokesperson people, the one who brought attention to make sure attention stayed on this, and was actually one of the people in the negotiation room, which is pretty cool. His tweet here says, "The details of the new writer's contract are out. We won." And he says in the contract, there is success-based residuals, strong limitations on AI, minimum writing room staffing, guaranteed compensations, and 13-week minimums for comedy/variety writers and streaming, guaranteed 2-step deals for screenwritings, guarantee that writers be kept on through productions, individual P&H contributions for writing teams, script fees for staff writers, and a whole lot more. And, someone came up with a good question down here. Were there any terms the Writers Guild asked for but you didn't fully receive? So yeah, there's some comparisons there. So it's like, yeah, the writers didn't get 100% of what they wanted, which is, that's normal when it comes to negotiations. Everyone has to either meet in the middle somewhere. But by the sound of it, even though there are some things they weren't able to fully get, they were able to get enough that, for one, they agreed to this deal, or willing to end the strike and go back to work. And then, in that same tweet, he linked the summary of the new NBA. So minimum pay increases every year. Health and pension, physical contribution rates increases. The artificial intelligence, what is one of their the health contribution was a big one, but also AI was a really big one. And I actually do like what's written here. AI generated stuff can't be used or credited as a way to separate the writer from the work. And if the writer wants to use any AI software to kind of streamline processes or whatever, they can if they want to, but the studios can't force them to use any AI generated programs. And also the studio themselves but they can create a policy on what they'll allow when it comes to AI generated work. So that's really good. And also there was another one where this is actually another big one. I think it's further down, where the streaming numbers that big studios, like streaming services like Netflix, would kind of keep hidden to themselves. They are now they now have to, of course, confidentially, because you can't release everything to the public. But they'll confidentially, sorry if I'm saying that word right, give their viewership numbers to the Writers Guild, so that they can determine residual wages, and they can actually see how successful one series is compared to another one. And that way streaming services like Netflix can't get away with claiming, this series has such and such many views, and when in reality it either has even more or even less. But yeah, so no, that's the thing. That's really cool. And there's also like guaranteed pay for writers if they're on for extended period of time. There's also minimum writer rooms. So that's what I got out of all of this. Again, if I remember right, there'll be I'll try to get a link down below of this NBA summary now to kind of end the video. Yes, the writers has won. They got their deal. Their strike is now officially ended. The actors, unfortunately, are still ongoing. So, but by the sound of it, they are going to have a meeting on October 2nd. And as of the date of recording, that is 4 days away. As of recording this, probably like 3 or 2 when I get this video out. Hopefully, their meeting goes over well, and they get their deal. And of course, unfortunately, once they're done fighting the movie studios, they're moving on into the video game industry, specifically like the American video game companies, and for better pay, safety from AI technology, pretty much same stuff as what they're fighting against the studios. So, well, okay, what does this all mean for me and my channel? I think I mentioned this in my last video. I do have a review made, done, and ready to go. But since the actors are still officially on strike, I'm not going to release it quite yet. Once their strike has officially ended, my review will be released. But if things don't go over well and they still continue with their strike, my review, I think I will just go for still releasing it on November 12th. Which is, a little bit more out of solidarity, but I do want to get this review out because it's kind of stressing me out a little bit how it's just sitting there and no one's watching it. Yeah, two things is going to happen. Either it'll be released in October after the actor strike is officially finished, or it won't be released until November 12th. Just out of a little bit further for them, and also just to kind of get rid of it, because it was made and done before the actors joined the writers. I'll have to make note of that in there, but so yeah, depending on how things go, either way, yeah, my review will be coming out before the end of this year. Also, I'm also still working on another project. That probably won't be released until next year. Struggling so hard on it. I also got another review in mind that's not going to come out for a few months. And then, yeah, that's it on my channel stuff. That's all it means on my side. So, yeah, congratulations to the writers for getting a fair deal and officially ending the strike and heading back to work. Not having to worry about this again for another 3 years. Hopefully for longer, but we'll have to wait and see. So for 3 years, they're safe. Actors, best of luck to you guys in getting your deal made. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thank you guys for watching and listening to my rant again. And see you guys in the next one. Bye!